pines where the stories grow tall. In the heart of the town, there's room for us all. From the corner diner to the Friday game, every face here knows your name. What's new, what's next, what's coming alive? Washington Township keeps the vibe. Beyond the welcome sign, always where we meet. Every story's got a heartbeat. Beyond the welcome sign, the world feels small. Come on in, there's room for us all.
Hello everyone, welcome to Beyond the Welcome Sign, Washington Township Edition. I'm Mayor Anthony Dellapia. I'm joined today with Council President Peter Dabarello.
Mayor, how are you?
And Councilman Joe Harris.
Hello, beautiful people.
Our episode today, we're going to do a 2025 year in review. So in 2025 was a growing year for all of us. For me, it was first year serving as mayor. For Joe, it was the first year serving in any capacity as public servant.
That's right. Yeah.
And for Pete, it was his second year, but first full year as council president. I'd like to start from me. You can never be prepared for this position. I mean, you think about all of our positions. Right. You run an election because you want to get involved. You want to help out. You win the election first week, second week in November, and then that's it. There's no classes.
No.
There's no guidelines.
No.
There's no. Hey, Aunt, you're mayor now. Here's your book of what you need to accomplish for this year.
Yeah. It's
nothing. I get a key fob in an office, and I hire my aide who's new.
Yeah. And
we both have to walk into this position. I was fortunate enough to have 4 years of council leading up to it. So I had relationships with our CFO, our tax collector, our public works.
Yep.
And I was able to kind of seamlessly kind of get started right away.
Yeah.
But it was still hard. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I can't imagine somebody walking in off the street, not serving, not knowing anybody in this building, and getting elected to a position and not having any guidance. Because the expectations are so high in today's society, especially in our township.
Yeah.
And to walk in and have that, it could swallow you up. I felt there was times this year that I was getting swallowed up. I mean, I was doing 60, 70 hours a week, only mayor work, and I wasn't doing personal work.
Yeah.
And at some point, you have to kind of stop and say, okay, well, even though this is a part-time job, it can't consume me, right? I mean, even though I still treat it like it's a full-time thing, and I feel like I'm on call all the time because I love it. I do love it. But there's no guidelines, right? And Joe, I think for you the same way, right? Even though you had some guidance from us, but the guidance we're giving you is something we created, right? I mean, like, as councilmen, we didn't get any guidelines or any training, so we kind of like formed and morphed into what we are, and we're passing along to you, whether it's wrong or indifferent.
I'm still waiting for my handbook. Pete,
right.
where's my handbook at?
It's being printed.
It's in the mail. No, there's no handbook for this. But again, I as you said, I was blessed with having somewhat of a relationship with the rest of council and of course Pete and you, Mayor. So that was extremely helpful. But you still have to feel your way through this job. And for me, I not coming from a background in politics, I did come from Washington Township. I've been in Washington Township my whole life, but I wasn't aware of all the things that are going on between various lawsuits that are happening and construction going on in town and different businesses that are coming in and going out. So I had a lot of catch up to do. But it's been fun. It's been great. I really didn't know what to expect, but I can tell you I've really, really enjoyed it, and I've embraced this position, and I love the town. I love the people in the town. So it's been a great experience for me, but I'm still learning and still growing.
What's something that stood out to you in your first year that you're like, wow, that's really cool, or I didn't know that, or wow, that's really bad? I mean, what's something that coming into it, not really knowing what to expect? Because I know during the election time, many times you ask me, so what does a councilman do? Or what do I do? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And, you kind of just found your way, and you did a great job this year, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
But there's got to be something that stuck out to you, like, wow, that's like really cool, or like really strange, or really different, or I never knew this even existed. Like, getting on this side.
Just the aspect of having discussions about different lawsuits that are going on. Clearly we're not going to get into the weeds with all how that works, but I didn't necessarily even understand that that's something that a councilman handled some of these really, really big decisions and big choices for the people in the town, for the residents of the town. Like it didn't quite click with me. So that was kind of like an aha moment, being in some of these conversations and making the right choices for the town. But overall, a lot of it was a big surprise to me. I wouldn't say surprise, but enlightening to see how much of a responsibility this role really is for the town.
I tell you, one of the things that this year, I mean, I've had a lot of experiences as council as well, but we toured Jefferson. They had opened the Ronald McDonald House.
It was awesome.
We got to go up to the helipad.
Yeah.
And I got to see our town from, I don't know how many stories it is, 30 stories, 20 stories, whatever it is.
Yeah, different view.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's things like that that make you go, wow, it's pretty awesome, not only to serve the community, but some of the things you get to do that you would never get to do unless you got involved.
Yeah.
And that was one that stuck out to me. I know you were up there with us, and we were saying, like, we were shocked. Like, well, what's that area? You know, just looking at our town from up there was pretty amazing. So there's a lot of those situations for me that, you know, when residents ask me, well, why do you do this? You know, it's a lot of work for very low compensation, and you get a lot of flack. And it's situations like that are like, I would have never been able to see our town from that view, or I would never been able to meet certain people I've met from being mayor. And they're the things I enjoy. They're the things I take home with me that I really like. And you know, my kids think it's the best thing in the world. To me, when I go home,
That's awesome.
That they think me being a mayor is so awesome that I don't feel guilty not giving them my full attention day in and day out, because I know they appreciate what I do, but they also like it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have the same thing. I mean, your second year as council president. I know Petey Boy loves coming to events with you.
He does. Yeah. We have a great time. I mean, listen, you get to work with people you love. Right, and that's really important. I love all you guys. I love all the people we work with on an everyday basis. Getting to meet the residents. We get to meet so many great people. I mean, Thursday, we have a business giving a free roof, labor and everything to a resident. Right, that's really awesome. And I think the other thing is that we get to meet and be with so many different people that solving problems on an everyday basis is everyday life, but these are different problems. Yep. These are affecting people in different ways. So we're meeting people where they're at, where we're getting to find out what's going on with them, and we're finding out about their families, right? And that's what I love. We talk about all the time about the social media, is that we've created this network of people now that are constantly helping each other, right? So I put a post up the other day. A woman's in a domestic violence situation. She needed clothes. We have bags and bags and bags of clothes. One woman went out and bought a Kohl's gift card. People were reaching out to me from not just Washington Township, but from Gloucester County, Camden County, from all over, just to help out. So it just really, it solidifies that idea that we're all people. We all have things going on, but when things people come together and they really want to help each other, and Washington Township built on that foundation or that concept.
And we have a great community. I mean, you
We
think
do.
about we just got through the holidays, and you look at the Thanksgiving and the Christmas and how our town bonds together. Even a year where people were struggling, right? And let's face it, the economy hasn't been the best this year.
Yeah.
And the expendable finances for almost everybody have dwindled.
Sure.
Yeah.
People still gave without question. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, at the food pantries or at the food collection for the police department or the toy giveaway or it's heartwarming to see that this is our community and to be a part of it and you know, our positions kind of, I don't want to say force us, but kind of open us up to be at these events.
Sure.
To see this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I never got to see this when I wasn't involved, because it was just like, oh, there's another thing going on, or I'll see them at the shop, right? And, you know, I give them a little something, I move on. But you never see the backstory. You never see all these other people where, you know, a guy drives by and just hands an envelope of cash to the police department, says, or a check, and says, go buy gifts. Not looking for a picture, not looking for his name, not even stopping, and he just drives on. And, you know, that's what our township is. And to see that firsthand, you know, it's pretty amazing that we wouldn't see from not sitting in these seats.
Yeah, and we're elected officials, so we're exposed to a lot of these things. If anybody out there wants to learn more about what's going on, there's plenty of opportunities to volunteer and to become part of some different organizations or get involved in different events. And you know, feel free to reach out. I'll speak for you two gentlemen as well.
Yeah.
Reach out to any of us and find out how you can, you know, get a little bit involved and have a better understanding of what's going on with your neighbors and the rest of what's going on in town.
And they do. I mean, that's the great thing about it, is when we put something out, people respond. And we get to meet so many great people. We just had Allison on, right, from the food truck festivals that are great events in town. So we get to meet so many great people. And the great thing about it is that we're meeting people that I don't know if we would come in contact any other way without this job. Right.
Correct,
So a lot of these people that I didn't know a lot of you guys before I started here. I didn't know some of the things like Joe was saying that were going on, but I've met a lot of great people. And people say, why do you do it? And it's a great question. I would tell people all the time, we're just telling stories of great people. Yeah. We have so many great things going on. We're telling those stories. We're telling it out of firsthand. We're getting to see it. We're getting people, again, when you open up a business and all of us know it firsthand, all that goes into that. right? So if we can be that knowledge for people and say, hey, listen, we've been there before. We know how tough it is. We're also going to have coming up at the end of this month, I think it's the best of Washington Township.
Yep.
So it's customers saying you're the best at what you do. And we're in that room, and I know, Mayor, you speak, and I got to speak last year, and we got to talk about that rough road, right?
Yeah.
That idea, how you get there, because you have sleepless nights. We've all been in business. We've all been in small business.
Yeah.
And to understand where they're coming from. And I think that's the other thing, too, is we really are available 24/7. People say, do you really pick up your phone? I'm like, absolutely. Megan knows me, say phone's ringing, and I'll reach over and pick it up. But you get to hear people, and just, it's a great energy. It's great energy we get to be around, great people, and we get to bring our kids. It's a lot of fun to bring the kids and get them involved, and it really does make you feel, great about our town and what's going on.
And you mentioned too, like I knew Joe prior. I didn't know you until we ran.
Yeah.
And you've become one of my best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, our kids get together and our
Love
boys
it.
get
They
together.
have a lot of fun. Yeah,
And-
it's just great time.
And I say a lot of these relationships would have never been if I didn't get involved in my township.
It's great.
And it leads us to some of the things that happened in 2025.
Yeah.
It's this podcast, right? Let's
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
this podcast. I mean, you elaborating about how we're getting information out. So we might as well just go right to that. We started this year. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a concept we've talked about probably 2 years now.
2 years,
me and
yeah.
you. And then we want to be transparent. We want people to have the information from us. We want them to hear why we did it, how we did it,
Yeah.
and the information we had in front of us that we helped make the decision. And at the end of the day, we're not going to be right all the time.
No.
We're hoping to be right most of the time.
Yeah.
But we can say 100% of the time, it won't be from a lack of effort.
No.
And it's based on the information we have. That information could change after the decision's made.
Yeah.
But the podcast is a way, again, to bring them in, to have them reach out to us
Yeah.
and be a part of it, and have residents and businesses and our departments be a part of this, so the residents understand who we are and what we stand for.
Well, you can come up to us. First of all, you get to hear our voices, right? You get to find out who we are outside of this. And then you can come up to us in any store you see us at, right? If you see us in ShopRite, you see us at Wawa, come us and tell us what you think or what's going on, what's happening. I mean, we put our numbers out there all the time, and people call, right? So people like the people who actually reach out. And that's the great thing about this podcast, because we're going to answer those questions. Because sometimes we have questions.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a lot of great guests. We're going to have a lot of great stories. Some of these stories are just things that you didn't know that this was your neighbor or the person who lives across the street. Or now, obviously, Allison doesn't live in our area, but she creates a lot of great events here.
Yeah.
They are a lot of fun. And they're fun events that I was telling her that I'm a customer. I go there, I bring my kids. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So this podcast really opens up the door to discuss those things, and you're hearing it firsthand. Where the decision came from, how it got to be. Because I think a lot of people say, well, I didn't know that was happening, or I didn't know about this, and I didn't know about this. We want you to know everything.
Yeah.
We want to be as transparent as possible, give you all the information. This is the information that we had. So you're getting, it's like you're with us too. You're getting a firsthand look at everything.
And eventually I want to open it up where residents kind of give us topics.
Sure,
Or
absolutely.
or maybe we do a show where it's just we answer emails or letters
Yeah.
or I don't know if anybody
Funny tweets when it's right there. You say one of the funny tweets,
when you're reading about yourself.
Yeah. I've read a couple about myself,
In 2025, we saw a lot of businesses opening.
Yeah,
Right?
a lot of great businesses.
And we're going to continue to fill these empty stores and bring new concepts and new ideas to town. We hear social media and reaching out of what most people want, what they don't want, and we're in agreement. Like we want to bring new concepts to town. We want to get innovative with who's coming to town, and we want to have those draws. We want to have something special in our town that people from outside of our town are coming to our town to visit our town and visit our other businesses while they're visiting that business.
Yeah, and we are collectively reaching out to different businesses to open ourselves to new ideas of what could happen in the town. So some of that stuff hopefully will be coming into fruition this year.
Well, we tell people to reach out to us. I mean, we didn't want to go into specific businesses, but I'll just throw out the 7 Brew that opened up. This is the first one here in New Jersey. That's a big deal for us. So Washington's the very first one. I think they're about a week away from opening up their one in Blackwood or Clementon over in that area.
Yeah, Winslow area.
Winslow area.
Yeah.
So they opened up, I think, Tom's River. And so, again, it's a great thing to know that our town is the very first one. Right. Yes. And so when we have a lot of great business, we have a lot of great mom and pop businesses that are opening up, right? When you watch the news, you hear that those are closing down, not here in Washington Township. I mean, we have a great business. I think we have a great business community because we're constantly reaching out. right? Like you say it all the time. It's not just me cutting ribbons, saying hello, shaking hands, and leaving. It's like contact us afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, all of us try to make it to every opening. All of us always try to get there. And if not, we follow back up afterwards. What can we do? What can we help? Nancy's, you know, always out trying to get grants. If there's grants out there for certain businesses, there's ways that we can help you. That will help you market your business. What can we do to help you? So a lot of those great things I think help.
And you mentioned mom and pop, and I think people have to realize too, a lot of them that you think aren't mom and pop are mom and pop.
Sure.
I mean, a lot of these
Great.
big franchises
Yeah.
are just a franchisee who is a mom and
Great
pop,
point.
and him and his family,
Great
you know,
point.
put everything on the line to open up this franchise. And, you know, you may see, you know, a McDonald's or Dunkin' or, you know, any of the other ones that it is a mom and pop. I mean,
Yeah.
even though it's got
Great
the
point.
big corporate name on the front,
Yes.
the whole operation and everything else is still mom and pop.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are Township residents.
100%.
So, you know, we're just going to continue to, you know, support them and in any way we can and be customers.
That's right. That's what we need to do.
All right, we'll talk about the football
Local
team.
business.
All right,
All right, listen. I'm not a sports guy, so you guys are going to have to take this on, but it was great.
I'm
so,
glad,
Mayor,
I'm glad to tackle this
J-
one.
J-
All right,
go
no
ahead.
pun intended.
Joe's
All right.
been a part of the football program this year too. So
Yeah, and
my
first
man
year,
Luke, right? He's out there. He's, all right, go ahead.
Yeah,
Let's
my
talk
guy
about it.
Luke, number 88. It was a great year in youth sports in general. For me personally, first year as an assistant coach for the 75 pounders, and my son was center on the team. But huge shout out to Mike Schatzman, won Coach of the Year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Because, of course, Washington Township High School championship, state champions, rather. So we had a big parade for them.
Yep.
Really exciting year for Washington Township youth sports. So that was great, and we're looking forward to doing another great year next year.
it was great to watch the community come together. I went up to MetLife for the game. They estimated about 4,000 to 5,000 people drove to North Jersey on Black Friday.
That's big.
To root this team on.
Right.
And it was great to put the parade together.
Yeah.
I think
A lot of fun.
athletic
You
director
did a
Kevin
great
Murphy
job. Yeah, everybody did great. It was
said
fun.
that it was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
And you know, I guess growing up in Philly, you know, parades for everything, right? So I mean, you know, New Year's, Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and it was nice. I mean, it was very nice to see these kids and these families come out and feel appreciated, but also celebrate as a community, right? I mean, as our community, we need things to celebrate, right? I mean, you want to be a part of the community, and these community events, at least in my opinion, are very important for our community.
Totally agree.
So I love putting these things on. You know, hopefully down the road we could have other kind of celebrations.
Yeah.
It was like a dry run for maybe a Christmas parade or down the road, which I would love to do.
I like that, yeah.
But it was just great to see the community come around these kids for a great team. You know, coaches all did a great job. Parents, cheerleaders, bands. I mean, everybody no matter
involved.
how small or how big of a part they had on this,
Yeah.
was a part of this celebration, and it was great. It was great to be a part of it, and you know, it was again back to it was an honor to be a part of because of where we sit.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's not forget all the supporters, the cheerleaders, the band,
All of them.
everyone who played a
Amazing,
part
yeah.
in the success of our championship football team. So
Well, it's funny you mentioned Luke's number 88. So my son Anthony just picked number 88 for his baseball team.
Did he?
And I've always liked Eric Lindros. And I don't know if my son even knows who Eric Lindros is. So I don't know why he picked 88. But it was just funny you mentioned 88, and then Anthony just picked 88 for his team. So
Did you get the signed helmet yet? Or a jersey? They're supposed to get your jersey or something also?
not yet. So
All right.
I asked Coach
All right.
Schatzman, and I would like to get something signed for my
Nice on
office
the wall back here?
to
Yeah.
recognize the first Group 5 state champion of Washington Township. I believe in 95 they won the Group 4, but this is the first time ever we were in Group 5 and we actually won it.
Yeah.
So, it'd be a good memento to hang in my office.
Oh, listen, that was awesome. The parade was really nice. Everyone had a great time. You had a great showing.
Yes.
Right, again. So, and then was 2 days later we had the tree lighting, or was
Yes.
it a day later? 2
Yeah,
days later.
I think it was 2 days later.
2 days later.
2 days later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
We had another great crowd of
big
people.
week for Washington Lake Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, tree lighting, if you've never been to, it's phenomenal. Great event. We did something this
But you did a little different this year. Yeah, I
We
was
did a
gonna
little
say that.
different.
All right.
I did not light the tree. Every year, usually the mayor lights a tree. This year, I wanted to do something different. I mean, nobody wants to see, you know, this old guy light a tree. So I walked around and I looked for a family that I felt had Christmas magic.
Yeah.
Just so happened we pick a family that had twin little girls. I have twins. Councilman has twins. And we had them come up and light the tree.
Yeah,
So
it's great.
They were a part of it. They got to come up
Great
during the
family,
countdown. They lit the tree with us. They got to see Santa, you know, in front of the line.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm going to continue as long as I'm here because that's where the community involvement is. It's
Yeah.
another great event. And to see those kids' face when they lit that tree,
It's
the
awesome.
excitement,
Yeah.
it was well worth every moment of it.
Yeah,
And
you brought the word magical, and it
Yeah.
really was magical. And that was believe it or not, the first time I've gone to the Christmas tree lighting, here in Washington Township. And if you haven't been there before, you really have to go to this.
It's
We had
awesome.
a tent outside with hot chocolate and face painting and different events for the kids, and the snow
yes,
falling down.
A lot of great vendors.
Yeah, it was really a beautiful event, and it's something I'm sure not ever going to miss again.
and what was great too is we had the parade. 2 days later, we
Yeah.
had the tree lighting.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, we had two of the most integral parts of our park retire.
Yeah.
Right. So
Lisa
we
and
had
Nick, yeah.
Lisa Collins, who was our events coordinator for everything that happened in that park, whether it be events or concerts or movies or at the tree lighting. And Nick Fiorentino, who was a coach, participated in the parade as a coach for the championship team.
Yeah.
And he was the supervisor of the whole park. I mean, he made sure everything ran in unison in that park. And, that was kind of like their swan song. That last tree lighting was their last event that they put on together as a tandem, which was phenomenal. And, we're very grateful for the 25 years, I think one put in, and 21 the other one put in. Very grateful
Lisa
for
was there for a long time.
Yes.
Good friend of mine, best friends with my sister. I've known Lisa pretty much my entire life. Good person, and I'm glad to see she's moving on and enjoying her retirement and wherever that leads her. So thank you for everything you did, Lisa, and of course Nick.
Listen, they're phenomenal. So I did a post on both of them, and the comments and the likes of what they've done over the years, people just loved both of them. They were just well loved. People were sad to see them go. So Barb from the clerk's office going to be moving over. She's going to do a great job. I'm going to miss Barb. Everybody knows I'm a big Barb fan. She'll do a great job in this position. Lisa said it herself as well. So Barb, I'm going to miss you. Barb has just become like a mentor, a friend, a family member to me. She was great in the clerk's office, but I'm so happy that she's moving in a position she's really going to love and just really thrive in.
Yeah, Barb would do a great job. Barb's very organized, very well liked.
Yes.
And
Hard worker.
I believe Barb's going to do a phenomenal job.
So the torch was passed on, but it's in good hands.
Yes, absolutely. And we talk about first. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. This was your first 4th of July parade to attend, also, right?
It was first one I attended. I mean, I'm a shore guy, Wildwood Crest. So usually I'm down the shore. So this is the first parade that I've attended. I have had the opportunity to go to fireworks in the past. First parade, and then of course I was in the parade having a good time throwing candy at people.
Yeah.
So
a lot of fun.
So first year as a public servant, you went to your first tree lighting, your first 4th of July parade. I mean, you got a banner year this year.
I have had a banner year. It's been a lot of fun, and as I've said over and over again, I've lived here it'll be 50 years in September, October. I moved here in '76, and so serving the community has been an honor and a pleasure, and it's been a great experience. Attending some of these events that I've never even attended before.
And you mentioned 50 years. I mean, this year is our 250 year anniversary for America, and hopefully our parade is the biggest it's been in years.
Like cannons and stuff like that, as we're thinking.
I don't know about cannons.
All right,
We're gonna roll back a little bit, but I would love all you local businesses to participate.
Absolutely.
I would like to try to get as many organizations, whether it's the baseball or the football or cheerleaders,
true.
or I would love to get more people to participate and make it a big, true celebration for our community. I was speaking of one of the businesses that opened. It was a veterinarian place that opened this year, and I told him, I said, hopefully it's not too hot for the dogs, but I'd love you to bring some animals and have the dogs, do the walk.
That's awesome. Yeah,
and give
great
some
idea.
out, because to see the kids that day excited and celebrating. I know me and Pete get yelled at all the time because we're stopping, talking to everybody as the parade keeps going, and then for I'm 5 cars back,
We get run over,
and I'm out of candy, and then and I'm really start getting dirty looks because I have no candy to give out.
Yeah.
But I want to make the parade even bigger. I want the celebration to be, and not just for America, but for Washington Township. I want people to be proud that they're township residents, and this parade this year, I'm hoping is a celebration for the whole community, all the residents, all the businesses, and for everybody that's within these welcome signs.
And as you guys well know, I'm a liaison to the parade committee. I've already had some conversations with Barb already about some creative ideas and ways to make this parade even bigger than it has been in the past. So great idea you had there, Mayor. And we welcome any ideas people have. Reach out to us through the podcast or directly. Come up with some interesting ideas or thoughts about how we can make the parade the biggest parade ever this year.
All right, listen, we're going to get into this one because we have to talk about this. Trash cans.
What was it?
Trash cans.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to talk about trash cans because I know this was something that Listen, I think it started off a little rocky. I actually didn't think it started off rocky, to be completely honest with you. But I think some people, change is hard, right? So let's talk about that. Change is hard. We didn't have any choices, right? So this had to happen. But I got to be honest with you, and people can comment. I've actually heard a lot of good feedback now. I think people are happy with them or happier with them. And you're always not going to have everybody happy, but I think most people, what are you guys hearing out there?
I think the initial shock, the majority, well, I should say the majority, there was more than I have liked not happy.
Right.
Looking back, there's some things I wish I was a part of that I could have done differently.
Right.
I probably would have. If I was the one to institute this from the beginning, I probably wouldn't have rolled it out 4th of July week.
Sure.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
Going into a holiday week in the summer in our town where most people have pools and they party and they have...
Absolutely, yeah.
I probably wouldn't have made that change. I don't know the logistics of why or how that was picked because, again, I wasn't a part of that. But that would have been something I kind of would have liked to change.
Right.
One of the things I did change after we're going through it was a couple of things. I think originally it was set up to charge $100 a year per can.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
I believe the cost of the can is about $100. And I felt that to ask somebody to just cover the cost of the can was enough.
Right.
And we were able to change that prior to the rollout of going to just $100 for a 10-year lease. The other thing I instituted was having the yard open the Saturday after a holiday.
Great idea.
It wasn't so bad during Thanksgiving. It wasn't so bad during, I believe, Labor Day. But Christmas, I think we filled 6-7 dumpsters of trash. And I was one of them. I went there. I put about 5 or 6 bags of, it was all wrapping paper, but they would have filled up my cans. And I did purchase the second can, but I hosted. I hosted my family on that Saturday. I hosted my wife's family on Christmas Day. There was just a lot of trash.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to put food in my truck or fish in my truck. So, and it was I was in and out. Brian McCaffrey, our public works supervisor, was there. He said he saw on the cameras that they were getting slammed. He jumped in his car. He drove over. He helped take some of that trash. That front unloader. The people were pulling up, throwing in front. And for the most part, people were happy. I mean, there were some people who weren't happy that they have to drive and get rid of their trash, and it's not what it's always been. I get it. I mean, and we have to follow the same rules. Our family has to follow the same rules. All we can do is constantly be open to make change. Yeah. Right. I look at how it went this year and see maybe the Saturday after Christmas, I need to figure out something different. Even though it worked, it wasn't the most convenient. It wasn't the best scenario. For the first one, it was actually pretty good. But we're talking of, okay, how can we make this better next year? How can we make it easier on the residents for next year? And we're going to constantly try to evolve to make this where it's not so much of an inconvenience and people are at least satisfied for what they're getting.
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard anything new or
Well, you
different?
touched on the challenge we had at Christmas,
Yeah.
and that is a challenge. There's a lot of extra trash that people create, over the holidays. So we're going to work on that. A lot of people don't have that extra trash can, and by next Christmas they probably will, and that won't be as much of a challenge. That aside, everyone who's approached me personally and discussed the trash situation, they love it. They love the new trash cans. They look how clean the streets look with all the same trash cans. For a lot of people, that the amount of trash they're able to put in there is enough. So once this was rolled out, almost all of the conversations I had were positive regarding the trash.
I mean, I think just last week alone, that wind was 20, 30 miles an hour.
Right.
Trash would have been blowing all over.
All over.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times in 26 years I've been here, my cycles blew over and I'm chasing empty milk cartons down the street.
All over your
and,
neighbor's property.
Right. I mean, you don't have that anymore, right? I mean,
Yeah.
these cans, the lids close, they're stable, and just that in a sense makes the town cleaner. So, I mean, there's a lot of positive stuff to it.
Sure.
And again, everything's going to have its negatives.
Yeah.
And you're going to have your detractors no matter what it is. And all we can do is, again, continue to try to improve it every day so that way it's constantly getting better and better and better for everybody.
That's what we're here for.
Yes.
Well, we had a couple people, their can broke, some couple things happened. So reach out to us. Reach out to Public Works. Let us know what the issue is, and we'll work to resolve it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there is a 10-year warranty on these
Yes,
cans. So,
there are,
So
yes.
if something breaks and it's legitimate, I mean, other than you ran it over with your vehicle,
Right.
You don't have to pay to get it fixed. Call Public Works, let them know there's a problem with your can.
Yep.
If a wheel falls off or the handle or something, call them or your lid. They'll take care of it. So feel free to reach out. We are here to help in any way we can. So feel free to reach out. Sometimes going to social media is not the answer because we don't get to see it, and if we don't see it, then we can't address it.
Yeah.
So feel free to reach out to any one of us or the rest of the council, whether it be Dana or Joe, Jack, John, Jack. So any one of us, we can help out.
I guess you mentioned Dana, so I guess we'll talk about Dana next.
Yes.
All right.
So Dana came aboard this year. So we had another council.
Year for her. So we welcome Dana. She's been fantastic. Everyone likes Dana. She's very detail oriented.
Yeah.
And she brings experience too, because she served in the same capacity back, I believe, in 2016 to 2020.
Yeah.
So she came in with at least an idea of what she needed to do. So she didn't need that handbook that we had. But it was good to have somebody new come in and join the group and just hit the ground running, which has been great.
Listen, she's been phenomenal. She reaches out to me. We speak almost daily about things that are going on, things she wants to get involved with, ideas that she has. She's had a lot of great ideas. I think one of the things she brought to the table, she has the student representative now on the council, which is a big thing. So
Gianna
Caving, who's phenomenal and comes from a family of service. So it's really great to get that off the ground. And I think the idea behind that is to have a great communication between our school board, right? It's a big portion of your taxes. There's a lot going on there. Obviously, our children are so important. So having that information from her, what's going on in our schools, right? So we can tell people what's happening, right? So we can have that. We have a liaison, but sometimes having somebody who sits there, hearing everything and brings it back with us. So I think it's going to be a really nice relationship there. And then thank you for Gianna for joining our team up here and working with us.
It was great. National Night Out was, again, probably the biggest one in New Jersey. Our police department and our chief does a phenomenal job. I believe they made 2,000 hot dogs.
Yeah, 2,000 hot dogs.
And
there's not one left. There was not one left.
They
ran out.
Pete had to go to, what'd you go after, Chipotle?
It's Chipotle.
Yeah, Chipotle, because there was no hot dogs.
Oh, the Olive Garden afterwards.
But the event is
You love that Olive Garden.
Can't say that out loud. We're an Italian town.
But it's a great event. If you've never been, it's phenomenal. It's a
great event.
Great community event, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year.
But they do deliver now Olive Garden. I just want to throw that out there. I don't want to throw. I'm not plugging Olive Garden. I'm just letting you know they now deliver. In case you're
Are
wondering.
they a sponsor?
Actually, I'll eat a breadstick on the next show.
Yeah, exactly. And we talk about, speaking of police department, just like our fire department, they've had a lot of changes and people retiring and bringing on new people.
They have, I think we have a lot to talk about with the police department, including, and we'll get that in a second. But our police department, Pat Gersick, Chief Gersick, does a lot for our community, a lot of community outreach. So we have the cops and bobbers, right, which is another thing that the police department does, which is great. My wife doesn't originally come from this town; she's from Maple Shade. And when we went to the cops and bobbers, she was just blown away by how fantastic this is that the police department in the town does this, which is really it's important, but it's very creative way of the police, reaching out to the town and having fun with the kids and building that positive environment around what the police does in town. So that's great. But we do have some new police officers in the town. We have Bree Koze, who I know personally. Neighbors of mine, comes from a great family, homegrown in Washington Township. So we welcome Bree. We have Mike Shear as well, and Sam Ray, all great new police officers in the town. So if you happen to see them, make sure you welcome them. And we have our police officer of the year, and that's Justin Inman. So we congratulate him and thank him for his great service to the town as well.
It's awesome. And I think Pete mentioned it too about the school board is, we have great relationships with all these other boards, right? I mean, the fire department, the school board, the police department, I mean, they're kind of their own entities where we don't have any authority over them or jurisdiction over them. But we serve the same residents they do,
right,
in a different capacity. So it's good that we have good relationships with all of them to help in any way we can. And then I know we've reached out to all of those boards. I believe the school board just appointed a new vice president. Congratulations to Pat Bloom, who became the president of the school board, and Terry Schechter, who's new to the board and is a vice president. And we both went up to them and said hello and introduced ourselves. And I said to Pat Bloom, I said, I'm here to help in any way I can. Yeah, I'm not going to overstep my authority or my boundaries, but I'm here to help. Right? I mean, I'm here to serve the residents. So anything I could do, the kids and students are residents. Their parents are residents. They're the same people we signed up
100%
to serve.
Great you say that.
And I think it's very important that we have good relationships with Chief Gersick and Chief Douglas and the school board and the library and any other boards that are autonomous, but serve the same people we serve, because then it's kind of our job to make sure we stay involved.
Right. Well, every board or every department, services, like you said, all the same people, right? So we're all one town. So that's the great thing, and our town's growing, right? So our town's growing. So, and having that great relationships, we can work together, and we can have some shared services, and then save taxpayers money, right? It all comes down to getting understanding that we're all here for the same reasons. We all have, all the same goals we're all trying to reach together. So working with these things, and again, I do think that police outreach is great. I really do. I'm a big fan of Chief Gersick. I'm a big fan of what he does. I know he's my son's biggest hero. My son talks about it all the time, and how important Chief Gersick is, and what he does for our town. So
I seen Vino in the half pipe.
Vino is the most famous resident. You know what I mean? Thank God you didn't have to run against Vino, because if you run against Vino, it's going to be a tough election.
He's got some good sledding
skills.
He's got some good
sledding skills, right?
Yeah.
I seen him in a pool. He was sledding. Vino's got a good life. I'm going to back my next life as Vino. That's my next, because he's living it up. But so listen, let's go into this, Mayor, because I know this is something you're very, very passionate about. Jake's Playground.
Yes, so that's something that I started, I believe, back in 24. It's a playground for special needs kids. All the surface is a solid surface, so it's a pour and play. So it's wheelchair accessible. Walkers or crutches. It's a playground for those types of people. There's a lot of coverage, because a lot of kids with special needs are on certain medicines. They can't be in the sun.
Sure.
This started back in around 23 with Nicole Iannuti of the Blackbird Foundation, who's a resident and local business owner. And I believe it was you and I toured TJ school.
Yeah.
And somebody came to me, and one of the teachers were saying that they get the kids, they put them on a bus, and they drive them to Cherry Hill to go to a playground. And I couldn't understand why. And she said, well, we don't have anything for them to go to and have that. And I'm like, as we're standing at TJ, I'm like, well, we have the largest municipal-owned park right here in our township, and we don't have this. Mm-hmm. So that's why I started looking into it. I applied for a Green Acres grant. I got offered $750,000 from the state of New Jersey. And then our local politicians, our assemblymen, Cody Miller and Dan Hutchison, and our Senator Paul Moriarty, donated, I believe, another $350,000 on top of that, which brought us to $1.1 million, which completely funded this playground at zero cost dollars to our direct municipal budget.
Amazing.
It was a process of getting it all set up and finding a location. We are at the point now where the equipment has been secured. Green Acres approved it. It will be at Washington Lake Park. It'll be where the community garden used to be, next to the softball barn. We are looking to build it this spring and hopefully have an opening of June 1st, 2026. That is the goal. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be probably the biggest thing that I've brought to fruition since I've been involved from the first day as council till now. And it's going to be a sense of accomplishment that brings something to town that was needed, feels good, serves a purpose, and it didn't cost taxpayer money, anything direct taxpayer money in our township. So looking forward to it. Hope to have big grand opening. Yeah. We'll give updates as it comes. But very, very excited to see that.
I can say we appreciate your efforts in making that happen. That's something that's very close to my heart, as you know.
Yes.
So we will be definitely be using that park as much as possible.
Yeah. So it was good to see 2025 kind of bring all these celebrations and events and experiences together for us. I think we're starting to run out of time. So if there's anything in closing, to close out your first official year as councilman and, and head into our next year, we could probably do a 2026, to come episode.
I think that's a good idea to prepare something like that. Let people know where we're heading and what's happening in the future. On top of course,
ideas,
the Jake Playground.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, anything in closing, Joe, for 2025? First year.
Well, yeah, I want to thank the people watching Township for electing me back in 2024. It has been a great year. It's been a pleasure serving. Certain people come up and say, "Oh, well, are you sure you want to do this thankless job?" I have been thanked.
Yeah.
People have said thank you.
Yeah.
People have asked me questions, how things are going on, and how things are going, and what's going on in town, and have appreciated the fact that I stepped up. I mean, I'm not going to say I've done a whole lot. I'm still gearing up to do some more things. I have some good things in the works, some liaisonships with the schools, and some programs that I'm working with that's again close to my heart to educate students on fiscal responsibility and financial education. So there's some things in the works that I have going on, but again, I just want to thank everybody in town for having me as your councilman.
Thank you, Joe. Councilman?
Listen, I want to just announce the Salina Road and Dusty Drive traffic light. I think that was a big accomplishment.
Huge.
I think it's all of your voices. I wish that it was a deadly intersection. So for all the residents that stood up and kept speaking out, who kept reaching out and kept pushing, your voice makes a difference. So know that when you contact us and you have an issue, that we're going to work tirelessly to make sure that we get it done. So I really want to thank all the residents that did that. I always want to thank Meg. I want to thank all the residents, my kids. We spent a lot of time together. We spent some time apart from them. But I do appreciate Meg and Jackson, Peter, Nico, and Blaze. I love you guys. I love what I do every day. I don't feel like it's work. I feel like that we really are together with all the residents really accomplishing something great. So I think 2026 will be a banner year. I said that already, but I do agree that that's the case.
Thank you, Councilman. Yeah, I want to thank the residents as well. Thank you for having the faith and trust in me and letting me lead our country. Letting me lead our. No, I'm good where I'm at. I don't go any further than this. Lead our township forward. It's a great honor, and it's not an honor I take lightly. So I appreciate that, and I will continue to work hard like I did this first year. I love serving our township. I love meeting the residents. One of the things that happened this year we didn't mention was I had the Girl Scouts in, and they sat in this room and they had their own little thing, and the one was going to make candy free for everybody.
Yeah, great laws they had. A lot of great laws.
And it was awesome. So thank you for having that faith in me and the confidence in me to do this. I will again work tirelessly to fulfill whatever I can for our township. Thank you to my fellow councilmen. It's a true honor that you guys become my friends, and we spend a lot of time together, and it's time to actually enjoy. And I hear some other towns where they don't get along and they don't talk, and I look at us. I mean, we're like a family.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that. I wouldn't have had that without sitting here, and I just I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like a different life for me with this side, and it very, very, very satisfying. Yeah. And lastly, I want to thank the workers of Washington Township, right? The people in this building, Public Works, and everybody else. Some days they're getting yelled at, and whether it's
we're big fans of you.
Yeah, their fault or not their fault, but everybody comes here to serve the town. Everybody means well, right? We're going to make mistakes. We're all human. We're going to have problems, right? Things aren't going to go well, but everybody here that I've met and I work with, they're here for the right reasons. They work hard. I mean, and they truly want to move our town forward. And, and that's all we hope to do. I'm looking forward to a big 2026, building on a lot of things we've been working on for the last couple of years, coming to fruition. And, there'll be a lot of things coming, and we'll talk about that in the next episode of what's happening and what we're expecting. And we're going to continue to be transparent. We're going to continue to be available and, keep improving any way we can. As long as we're improving every day, then we're doing our job. Yeah. So thank you again for listening to our podcast. We appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next time beyond the welcome sign.
Until next time.
Thank you.